Your DNA, your genetic information is in your dreams.
To be successful, you got to be effective. And to be effective, you have to be focused. And to be focused, you have to be disciplined about where you put your energy. And I want you to think about this for a minute.
I look at school and I'm like, yo, the way school is designed is it's designing you to be prepared to work for somebody else. Do me a huge favor. Don't go after low-hanging fruits. Here's the deal. If you get to the top of the tree, all the fruit from the bottom at the top is going to be there, son. So I don't need you focusing on cars and money and stuff. You're going to get that. I need you to focus on why you were born in the first place. Why are you here on earth for this particular time? What are you doing here? There are those of you in this room, you spend a majority of your life doing what other people want you to do. You don't even know who you are. And so even what you're doing, you're not doing at 120% because you're doing what somebody else wants you to do. You're not good enough to be somebody else.
Those little tasks and projects and short-term goals that you tackle, they need to lead toward that strategic victory, winning the long war. And we get very caught up in instant gratification. We want results now. We want the shortcut to the winner's podium. And sometimes, when we don't get that short-term glory that we want, we lose track of those long-term goals. And you look up in 6 weeks or in 6 months or in 6 years, and you've made no progress.
What else do you want? Is this stronger than your dreams? And do you put as much time and attention into your dreams as you do your fears? That makes sense to you guys? So many people think all day long on what they're scared of. Before a wrestling match, back in the day, I remember a lot of my opponents be like, oh man, what happens if I lose? What happens if I get caught? What happens if they take me down? What the fuck are we talking about? All that attention, all that energy going into the possibility of failure. Why can't the individual, the human, erase that mentality and put all that attention is, how great it's going to feel when I pin that motherfucker, when I take him down, when I beat him down in front of his home crowd, when I win something, when I go after something, when I put the work in and achieve it. Why don't we think that way?
So if you in here and you like, I'm scared, whatever you do this for me. I make sure that every single day in that 24-hour period that I'm getting a whole bunch of wins. So I'm supposed to be doing this at this time, doing this at this time, doing this at this time, doing this at this time. The problem with most of you waking up and you worshiping money. Man, I was in the back with Cole. Cole was like, E, I got this opportunity for you. I got this opportunity. I got this opportunity. When you become number one, you have to chase opportunities. So I became number one, not meaning I'm better than nobody else. It means I just mastered my craft to the point that I know what I do that don't nobody else do. I know what Tony Robbins do. I know what Les Brown does. I know exactly what they do. And so I'm not trying to do what they do because I'm not trying to compete with them. I know that I have a way of doing in this industry what nobody else does. And I picked out in this industry, I've crafted out my own room. And your problem is, you at 50% knocking on doors trying to get the result, somebody at 100%. And you wondering why it ain't working. Because while you're doing what they're doing, you're not who they are.
Embed that long-term goal in your mind. Burn it into your soul. Think about it and write about it and talk about it and hang it up on your wall. But most important, do something about it. Do something about it. Every day, do something that moves you toward that goal, that keeps the goal alive and in sight and in focus.
Do not sabotage yourself with fear. Fear is not real. That's something in your brain. Like, it does not exist. How do we get over it? You get over it by dreaming of what you can be. Come on, y'all gotta hear what I'm saying. There are those of you in this room, you spend a majority of your life doing what other people want you to do. You don't even know who you are. And so even what you're doing, you're not doing at 120% because you're doing what somebody else wants you to do, and you're not good enough to be somebody else. Raise your hand. Eric, it's probably been my whole life, I probably followed other people's dreams. I don't really even know what my dreams are.
So when you get distracted, what you need to be doing is taking that energy and pouring it into something positive. This will do two things for you. One, it'll make your plan go faster, whatever it is you're working on, whether it's business or athletics or community groups or whatever. You take this frustration, you start pouring it in to something that's productive, and what happens is your progress will go faster. It makes sense, right? Like you're not wasting any time.
We're always thinking about losing something being taken from us, trying to maintain what we have. Like we can't lose this shit, it's so valuable. Why do we think that way? Why are we always thinking about the fears, the worst case scenario? All we do is put all that energy in there. Why don't we put the energy into the dreams that can be? The reason why you're doing that, if you are putting all that time and effort into fears instead of your dreams, it's because you're not doing this enough. You're not in here killing yourself enough. You're not working hard enough. You're not studying hard enough. You're not burning the midnight oil every night, which prevents you from staying awake in the midnight hours later in life wondering what if could have been. You erase that shit through all this fucking payment, guys. It's free. You don't need to shoot up for it. You don't need to snort. You sweat for it. And then when you leave here, so an abdominal will is like just been nurtured.
So I need you to be selfish on the first tier, and that's dreaming. I need you to be real selfish because you can't help anybody else. You can't do for anybody else if you hurt. And the reason why my messages keep getting stronger and stronger is because I'm not at school, I'm healing. Every year I'm healing, I'm cleansing, I'm becoming a better human. And so as I become a better human and I have less junk to deal with, and I've been through some stuff. You think it's cute when I tell you I was homeless. When you master yourself, you put yourself in a position that a lot of people can't do what you do, and then you become rare, and diamonds are rare. That's why they cost so much. If you would become rare, you just like everybody else. You look just like, you act just like, you just like everybody else. When you become you, and you become rare, you become I became number one because I woke up and I hunted down the 1.8 mil so my wife would never have to work again. If you waking up every day and you want a Rolls Royce, you ain't about to beat me. If you waking up for a Bentley, you ain't about to beat me. If you waking up for a gold chain, you ain't about to beat me. If you woke up for a Rollie, you ain't about to beat me because you going after material stuff. I'm going after my boo. I'm going after my baby. I'm going after my high school sweetheart. I'm going after my kids so they can see their mom and their mama don't die.
If you want to be successful, if you want to win consistently, if you want to be one of these motherfuckers that can look back and smile and be like, yeah, bitch, I told you so, this is what you're going to have to learn how to do. You're going to have to learn how to take the negative, become aware of it, observe it, put it into good use, and move forward with it. This is what winners do. This is what champions do.
We create it or we destroy it right here. We either give birth to our fear or we blaze the path of our dreams. You're either living your dreams or living your fears, one or the other. And which one are you giving the most time to?
So I need y'all to do me a favor. I need you to be selfish on the dream piece. Because what you have to understand is when you know who you are and you start operating that, you're going to start blessing people in the way you couldn't bless people before when you didn't really know who you were. So I want you to identify it, right? And so you told me which one you were. And I want you to write all three down again, and I want you to write down which one you wish to be.